This video will show you how to find Social Security records on Family Search and in Ancestry.com. I'm going to show you two ways to find the Social Security index if you want to research it. In Family Search, you go to Search, Records, and type in Social, and it comes up here, United States Social Security Death Index. It's all indexed, like it says. And so let's put in my father. See what comes up. We have Sydney, Aldous. Three of them. This is my grandfather, this is my father. I don't know who this is. Maybe a relative, but I don't know. Okay, so I can click on the indexed view of it. There's not a camera, so you don't see the actual record. Okay, and this gives us his name. This is his date of birth. This is where he lived when he passed away. He was 87, his birth date and his death date. Over here we have some other records, the Find a Grave, his obituary. Let's click on this, and we can view this record. And there is his obituary, and it gives a little bit more information. This time it says he was born in Rexburg, Idaho. It's interesting. It says Lieutenant Junior grade. That was his military service. My father was a contractor. Anyways, that is all you have to do to get into the Social Security Death Index on Family Search. Okay, I'm going to show you on Ancestry how to find the Social Security Death Index. We're going to go to Search, All Collections. Then we're going to go to this Birth, Marriage, and Death. And notice on the Featured Data Collections, it's U.S. Social Security Death Index. So I'll type in my father. And my father happens to be the first one that comes up. So let's click on that. Now we see here on this one, it actually gives us the Social Security number, his date of birth, and the year it was issued, and it was issued in Idaho. So on the Family Search one, it just said Idaho. And I said that was probably the birth date, but that's where his Social Security record was issued, was in Idaho. So a person might have an issue state different than where they were born, because they may have been born somewhere and moved. Anyways, Ancestry also gives a listing of different records that might be my father. And I want to go to this first one, Find a Grave. And I found this very interesting. They have this picture of this tombstone, and I thought, oh, it's got my mother on it. My mother is buried in California, and my father is buried in Nevada. So I went and looked, because if I go to the website, let's see if I can do that here. Let me just click on this. It does take me to my dad's Find a Grave site, and he was buried in Southern Nevada Veterans Memorial Cemetery. And I don't think this was the tombstone that's there. I think this is the tombstone that is there. It's a veterans cemetery. So I went to my mother and I looked, and there is the tombstone. This is the tombstone that is in Westminster, California. So I'm not sure who attached that to my dad's record, but just realized that sometimes records show something, and because I know my parents' history, I noticed that that is not the tombstone. If you were going to the cemetery in Nevada to look for my dad's tombstone, you were looking for this, you would not find it. That one is in Westminster. Anyways, this is about Social Security, but notice that when you find records, sometimes there are differences, something that might throw something off, but the Social Security can be found on both Family Search and Ancestry, and I know there's other websites that also have the indexes to them. Happy hunting!